we're going to talk about 15 sentence instructions, and this video will be relatively quick. Um, hmm. So we're going through week one writing exercises, lesson three. So let me just zoom real quick. So here you go. So lesson three, 15 sentence instruction. So there's a download link here. Preview. Write a 15 sentence instruction on how to commute to your office. So you can talk about either your current office, your past, or maybe your future office. Or if you do not have any work experience, like wala talaga, you can just set your instructions to go from your house to the nearest mall. So please remember to include street names, include landmarks. Your instructions need to be understandable to people who are both commuting and driving. So I used to say that if you're applying for work in a call center, there's a question about you describing a caller to a blind person because you are, what do you call that? You're trying to describe a caller to a blind person because in a call center situation, you are the blind person and you are guiding another blind person over the phone. The word blind is a metaphor because you don't see what the other person is seeing, so you need to describe what you're seeing using words. So let me just so this is these are the instructions on the lesson. Basics and basic ins- but basic instructions. I want to test you on your skills in giving instructions. Please write a 15 sentence instruction on option 1, how to commute to an office. You can use your current office, you can use your past office, you can use your future office. If you work from home, please select another option. Option 2, how to commute to the nearest mall. Reminders, please give complete detailed instructions. Please include landmarks. Please include transportation options. Please be creative. Please please make your instructions easy to understand. Please follow the one sentence paragraph format. So I should put format there. Please make all your sentences short and simple. Your sentence size should not exceed um, 7 to 11 words. Need a clue? Visit callcentertrainingtips.com/commute. So I wrote examples on how to do it because some people really have a difficult time giving instructions. So let's go to my example. How to commute from Sukat to Makati. You can get this by going to callcentertrainingtips.com/commute. This is a long post, so I'm just preparing my breath. How to commute from Sukat to Makati. I live in Sukat, Parañaque. The higher paying call center jobs are located in Makati. The travel time is usually 1 hour going to work. Sometimes you'll need 1.5 hours because of traffic. Sometimes the problem is a lack of transportation options. The travel time going home can be anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours. I'll use the example of my previous job. I used to work for West Contact Services. In 2015, West Contact Services was purchased by Alorica. Our office is located at Export Bank Plaza. That building is the corner of Buendia Avenue and Pasong Tamo Extension. My shift is usually at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. I leave the house between 11:30 p.m. So this should be p.m. I forgot the p. To midnight, depending on my shift. I still need to leave the house early even if my work starts later. There are fewer transportation options after midnight. It's almost impossible to get a Grab, capital G. There aren't a lot of taxis. Just to give you a summary, here's what I ride going to work. I take a tricycle from our subdivision to Sukat Road. When I get to Sukat Road, I take a jeepney to the SLEX bus station. When I get to the SLEX bus station, I take a bus heading northbound and I get off at Makati. I get off at Magallanes Station. I walk toward the Pasong Tamo jeepney stop and ride a jeepney toward, so small j, the Export Bank building. Now that you have an idea of the ride, I'll give you the details of what happens during the commute. So, my instructions are supposed to end here, but someone challenged me to write 100 sentences, so I ended up writing 100 sentences, and that's what I'm reading here right now. Um, I'll give the details of what happens during the commute. My shift is usually after midnight. There's often less tricycle passing through our subdivision's main road. Most of the time, there is no tricycle. I have to walk for 20 minutes to get to the jeepney stop. When I get to the jeepney stop at Sukat Road, there aren't many jeeps on the road. I usually have to wait 15 minutes to get a jeep. If I'm unlucky, I'll wait for 20 minutes. Sometimes I'll have to wait for 10 minutes. If I'm lucky, I have to wait for 5 minutes. If I'm extremely lucky, there's a jeep passing by as I get to the exit of our subdivision. I often find myself running and screaming to get a jeepney driver's attention when I see one far away. If the driver waits for me so I can take the jeep, I'll be saved. I don't have to wait 5 to 15 minutes for another jeep. The jeep ride is about 5 minutes because there's no traffic. I get off at the SLEX bus stop. I walk toward the northbound bus stop. One problem with the Sukat SLEX intersection late at night is there aren't a lot of cars. If there are no cars, the cars that do pass by tend to speed up. So I'm on alert whenever I'm crossing the street. I know from experience how horrible a car accident is. I'd like to avoid one whenever possible. I remove my headphones and pay extra attention when I cross the street. When I get to the bus stop, here's what happens. On a normal day with no problems, I hop on a bus and I'm going to get off at Makati after 30 minutes. Here are some problems that I encounter. The bus either takes a long time to get to the station. I'll wait for 20 to 30 minutes for the next bus to arrive. One time, I had to wait for almost an hour before the next bus got to Sukat. Sometimes the bus stays for 30 to 45 minutes before leaving the bus. Um, I have a mistake here. Before leaving the remove the bus, Sukat SLEX bus stop. Sometimes both things happen and the bus part of my journey becomes 1.5 hours. When I get to Magallanes, here's the situation. On a normal day, I get dropped off at the far end of the road, exactly between the Ayala MRT station and the Magallanes MRT station. I'd have to walk 600 meters or so to get to the corner. After midnight, the bus stops closer to the Magallanes station and I only had to walk 300 meters or so. I'd have to walk and pass under the Magallanes flyover. If you've never passed under the Magallanes flyover late at night, here's a description. The area under the Magallanes flyover is like the perfect setting of a crime or horror story. The place doesn't have a lot of people, it's dark, and it smells like pee. You always feel like someone's following you, you always have to watch your back, you always have to check dark corners before passing. You'll see rats and cockroaches. When you get to the Jeep stop, you experience the same people, when you get to the Jeep stop, you experience the same problem as the earlier Jeep and bus ride. Sometimes there are no jeeps in the station. Sometimes there's a jeep that's waiting for passengers. The driver won't move until the ride is full. The actual jeep ride is between 7 and 12 minutes. Sometimes the driver waits for 20 minutes. Oh, sorry. Sorry. We're almost done. Sometimes the jeep stops for gas. Sometimes the gas station attendant is asleep, so it'll take another 10 minutes for the jeep to leave. The gas station is a 10-minute walk away from the gas station. So if the gas attendant is slow and I'm already late, I do the logical thing. I get off the jeep and I run. If I run, I can get to work in 4 minutes. Sometimes, if the jeep's wait time is too long and I need to get to work immediately, I take a taxi from the jeep stop. The ride costs 60 pesos and keeps me working for the company a little longer. The taxi trip is about 5 minutes. As you already know, repeatedly going to work late will get you fired. So I pay the 60 pesos and avoid going to work late. Whenever I pay 60 pesos, I feel like I saved myself from having a horrible day. I get off at the McDonald's at the corner of Buendia and Pasong Tamo. I cross the street toward Export Bank. If I'm cutting it too close to my shift, I run to the elevator. If I have time, I buy coffee from McDonald's or snacks from the mini stop downstairs. I usually get 2 pieces of fried chicken and 2 large siopaw. I also get an iced coffee. I need energy for my shift. I arrive close to my shift. I do my best to get there 15 or 30 minutes before. I want to settle in before my shift starts. I also enjoy my work if the best me is out during my first call. I get a good workstation. I get my jacket from my locker. It's usually freezing where I work. I get my computer running. I set up my tools. I log in and I start working. My commute home has a different story, but that's for another time. I count 103 sentences. In case you feel like checking, I use this tool to check the number of sentences. Anyway, yeah, that's it. That's my commute from work. Hopefully, you'll be able to pick up some sentences that you can use. One of the more common mistakes that I encounter is happens here. Where's that? Yan. A lot of people make the mistake. They say I drop off or I drop by at Magallanes Station. You don't say drop off or drop by or I get dropped at the Magallanes Station. I get off at the Magallanes Station. If you're using formal English or old school English, you can use I alight at the alight means get off, and if you're using more casual English, I get off at the Magallanes Station or I get off at Magallanes Station, depending on like where you get off, because sometimes you need to add the, sometimes you don't need it. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Thank you for buying my training. And at the time of me recording this video, we just completed the book. So it's now available. Please visit callcentertrainingtips.com/book if you'd like to get a copy of Practical Call Center Job Hunting Strategies, a shy person's guide on how to get hired at your dream job. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.